Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Is it worth marrying a Filipina late in life? I believe it is universal that people want to get married to have someone to live with in a committed relationship for the rest of their lives. I think it's just normal. Sometimes we have to wait until later in life, and sometimes we have been married before and wonder if at a later stage in life we should still look to be married. There's that cough again. Please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea for insights to help men decide if they should pursue a Filipina for marriage, what they need to know, how to carry it out. Go ahead and leave a comment and get notifications for future videos. Check out the WordPress blog site developed by Mr. E for a message form with direct messaging, and just basically take a tour over there. Perhaps you are going through this right now. You're on the fence about bothering to do what it takes to marry a woman from the Philippines. The plane flights, the expenses, meeting the family, waiting out the visa process, and then maybe one day living under the same roof with a woman from a different culture. While the allure of a younger wife might be compelling, some men might just not consider it worth all the effort. When sexual desire wanes, is it pointless to marry? When you lose a step or two, is marriage not worth it? When the women aren't as pretty, is it still worth it? I have experienced that it is better to marry late in life and know it won't last as long due to your age than to be single and alone. It is better to have success in marriage later in life than it is to give up on love altogether. There was a time during my relationship, famine, that I wondered if it was even worth getting married in my 50s or even 60s with so much of life already in the rear view mirror. I'm quite sure that many times I told myself there was no point in getting married so late in life, when I wouldn't be in my physical prime and was basically just running out of time. Dreary and depressing thinking. I just wasn't able to convince myself, though, that I should give up, even though I didn't see how I was going to get married. I just knew that marriage was a good thing. I still had certain needs, and I could still be good for someone if I live long enough. For many men, marrying a woman from the Philippines may be their best option. I had tried 4 dating sites, 2 of them twice, and at least one was a paid site. They were of no help, checking and checking with no serious prospects. Morals and common sense are changing in America. I think women from here are way too picky, don't seem to know what their role in marriage is. I'm the same guy getting rejected in America, but finding a lovely Filipino wife in a very short time. That enabled me to start living the best years of my life sooner, which was good because I was a lot older than usual for getting married for the first time. What do I mean by later in life? That would be 50s and beyond. I married at 53. Excuse me. I will post some links to the wedding in the description box. There are some benefits to marrying at this later stage in life. One is that as an older man, you should have things figured out by now, such as what's important in life. You may have spent many years of your life working, but now realize the value of having a life partner to make it all worthwhile. Companionship is needed now more than ever. As an older man, I'd like to think you have learned to be more unselfish, which will certainly come in handy in a marriage. As an older man, you should be able to be faithful to the best wife you're probably going to find, a Filipina. A Filipina may want someone who has gained some wisdom over the years that a younger man might not have. Things that would have been big deals to me when I was younger aren't today because I matured a lot over the years. Being older affords you an improved perspective of life. She will think you are more likely to be loyal to her as well. I believe that marriage was a great idea, a wonderful institution. It has been more enjoyable than I even expected. I can't say I grew up being told by a lot of people that marriage was a good thing, but I knew differently. I was relentless, and finally the effort paid off. Wish I had as much success with this cough. My wife wishes we would have more time together, as in years. I wish I was her age, but then the way it turned out, we wouldn't have gotten married because I would still be lingering around U.S. dating sites or hoping to meet someone at work, at church, or somewhere else. It is what it is. I doubt we'll be married for 30 years, for example. That would make me 83. My father died at 55, my twin sister at 51, not by accident. That doesn't mean it will be that way for me. It just means that you never know how long you have. But I do pray for a relatively long marriage to my wife. Even if I was told, let's just say I had 2 more years left with my amazing Aiza, I would be very grateful for the 7 to 8 years we will have had together. She has put the living back into life. She gives me someone to be with in a relationship where we both belong to each other. I haven't thought what it was like when I was single for a long time. I haven't had any reason to look back. Marrying a Filipina can give you a fresh outlook on life, something to look forward to. The physical intimacy is something to look forward to. Having someone to go on married dates with is something to look forward to. Being able to invest myself into her life has been a satisfying experience for me. I try to be as supportive as I can to her, which I was unable to do without her. I don't regret getting married so late in life, about 25 years later than average, to a wife 27 years younger. I have a new lease on life. If you think you have something to offer, consider also what you want the end of your life to be like. Please leave a comment about marrying later in life for the first time or again. Is there a point in time it just doesn't matter anymore? This video will be part of a playlist called Mortality and Marriage to a Filipina, which will include the legacy I want to leave my Filipina wife. Our Fil-Am marriage is going to end sometime. A live stream called Dying for Love in the Philippines, and one called 4 Concerns I Have for My Filipina Wife When I Die. Most of those are fairly recent. How about that for stimulating thought? Go ahead and watch them. It won't kill you. Even though it took a lot longer than I wanted, I have no regrets marrying my love beyond the sea.